This channel does not promote any violent, harmful, or illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant for an educational purpose only.
Now, Milord, here we have challenged, Milord, the decision of the government with regard to appointment of, Milord, nominees to a committee which was not there. Now, the state has not filed any affidavit. Therefore, all the allegations, Milord, made against the state are deemed to be, Milord, non-traversed, and that doctrine would apply. But just to satisfy your lordships, Milord, the judicial conscience, may I take your lordship through the impugned order and the action. Milord, page 32. No.
Any of the CAN applications have been filed by your client?
Yes.
Any CAN?
I have filed the CAN. I am proceeding with the main read. Lordship, can you dispose it of all these miscellaneous applications? No, need not be troubled now.
Page 32.
This is on 9th of June 2025. Government writes to the principal, the petitioner before lordship, that the placement of president and state government nominee in the governing body of such and such college. I am directed to say that as per provisions of the West Bengal Universities College Act so and so, following persons are hereby nominated as president and state government nominees in the governing body. The presupposition is that there is a governing body. Then the nominee comes. But this is done in supersession of the order by which the administrator was functioning. That I will show. And that's furthermore interesting. Kindly see where serial number 1, Srimati Kajori Banerjee, 30B Orissa District, President, proposed. Therefore, this is mere a proposal of the government for nominees to be in the governing body. Dr. Manoj Kobi is the appointment is the principal of Ashutosh College. We know this. And Sarthak Banerjee, clerk of the Ashutosh College. You are requested to take necessary steps in this regard and furnish a report to this department at an early date.
Yes.
Now, but I will take your lordship straightway. This is the exercise of power under the act mentioned. Whether, my lord, the act permits appointment anybody as nominee of the government as president. The act specifically provides.
There is no
Kindly, Joshua, kind to now.
governing body.
Bosho.
Yes.
So kindly come to Milord, chapter 2, section 4.
Yes.
There shall be a governing body in every college to be constituted in the manner and procedure provided under the provisions of this act. Notwithstanding anything contained in any other for the timing in force or any custom so and so, the constitution, powers and functions of the governing bodies for all colleges shall be uniform, irrespective of the nature of their promoting or sponsoring bodies. Then, without exception to minorities, I am not troubling my lord with that. Then, subsection 3. Notwithstanding anything contained in any other law for the timing in force or custom so and so, the state government shall have power to dissolve the governing body of a college other than the college run by minorities, if in the opinion of the state government, not kindly underline this opinion, that the governing body of such college is unable to perform its functions as per provisions of this act or the statutes of the affiliating university, or the continuance of the governing body or any of its members in such governing body is detrimental to the interest of the college, and in every such case, the state government may appoint an administrator.
Yes.
But why I bless this not? Therefore, in exercise of this power, this college was under the administration of an administrator preceding this impugned order. For in place of governing body who shall discharge all functions as may be determined by state government until constitution of a new governing body, whichever is earlier.
Yes.
Therefore, the administrator can only be replaced till a new governing body is constituted. Then, section 5. Notwithstanding anything contained in any other law for the time being in force, in any custom so and so, governing body of every government-aided college shall consist of the following members, namely, the president shall be a person interested in education.
Yes.
And shall be nominated by the state government from amongst the members of the governing body or from outside. But therefore, the first consideration, my lord, is mandatory. The person must be person interested in education.
Yes.
And first choice would be that someone from the governing body. If you do not find someone from the governing body to be very person of your choice, then you can do it from outside. Therefore, you cannot nominate anyone as president when there is no governing body. This is admitted. And first is not the shall be a person interested in education. Therefore, the government has to have a considered opinion that the person which they are nominating is a person interested in education. My specific allegation here, that the person who have allegedly nominated, I will say proposed, I say allegedly, he is a elected councillor having no nexus with education. Even she did not have any previous experience to having some business with education. Therefore, the government was supposed to not have formed an opinion and then appointed. Government has not come forward to satisfy the court that they have considered and found her to be the person interested in education, because the language is shall be.
Yes.
No option. And then second option was that person from the governing body. Therefore, if there is no governing body, then how could you have the better choice? Because the statute has given you all sequences. You just can't overjump and say, no, I will follow this, not that. And this is try to make submission before this court that if something has to be done in accordance with the statute itself or not. The first challenge of mine that this nomination itself is bad remains uncontroverted.
Probably the 511
Yes.
is that as per you, there has to be an existence of a governing body so that it gives the power to the state government to select amongst the governing body or from outside. These go simultaneously. So there has to be an existence of a governing body to exercise this power.
And therefore, the nominee, the language nominee is to a governing body.
Yes.
Now, but if this goes, without the subsequent all actions will go, and it cannot be sustained. But my succinct submission is this. Now, somebody who are not liable to answer their filed affidavit, it's an interesting affidavit. I'll just take your lordship to that affidavit, filed by nominees. The principal of the local college, incidentally, my lord, that is my alumni. Kindly, will take the affidavit filed by Dr. Manush Kavi.
Affidavit গুলো দাও, তাই দেবনাথ বাবু affidavits গুলো দিন, affidavit in opposition.
কোনটা নেবে? এটাও
না না, এটা
ওই আপনি যেটা থেকে করবেন সেটাই হচ্ছে।
এটাই দেখাবো আর কি।
মানুষ yes.
Now, may I just read out for minus consideration? Paragraph 6. Paragraph 6, subparagraph Roman 3.
Yes.
I state that the respondents number 7 to 10, all nominees of the said petition are members of the governing body of Rani Boila College. How could they become member? Is the question even same? By dint of an official order dated 9th June 2025, with a memo such and such. This memo itself is under challenge, and the government hasn't come forward to satisfy the court that the government had exercised the power bona fide. But my lord will kindly recollect, not I had at the initial stage submitted the malice in law, which will be apparent. Lordship had considered the judgment. I have not just repeating that. Then, hereinafter, in terms of provisions of the West Bengal so and so, needless to mention here that on the same date and by the same memo, administrator was appointed by an order dated so and so, was hereby cancelled by the Department of Higher Education. Obviously,
Yes.
they thought that there was governing body. Impression was given to them. The deputy secretary, if he is not asked for to produce the file, he did not dare and he will not. That he was dictated that he have to place these nominees. And that's why, my lord, he has very cunningly, if I use that expression, it gets said, proposed. That if there was a governing body, they will simply say that government decided to place this man as nominee as president. Not proposed. Government's decision cannot be on the proposal merely. And then he proceeds. In furtherance of the nominee of the West Bengal State Council of Higher Education, also nominated by an order dated so and so during hearing of the said petition.
No, what is this? Nominee of West Bengal, also nominated during hearing of the... Which petition it says? Which petition?
This petition. When we moved before this court,
Okay.
during the pendency of this, they got the nominee from the university also. It's not difficult. Now, kindly turn to page 9. This is the affidavit of a principal of a college, unfortunately.
Page 9.
Roman 11. I state that under section 5(1) of the Act, the governing body shall consist of 11 members, amongst which following persons were nominated in the following manner. Then he goes on nomination. In paragraph 12, I humbly state that,
Yes, yes.
I thought I will not trouble my lord, I have to. Then kindly come to the paragraph D. During pendency of the petition, the election of the non-teaching members has been completed. Well, who had done this? How could
But
the
this-
nominee members conduct the election?
No,
The election-
any document is annexed with this
Yes,
opposition
yes.
with regard to D.
Kindly turn to just a minute. So many documents are annexed.
C.
Annexed page number.
It will be C. It says annexure C.
Yes. I'm just finding out what the annexure.
B.
Page number. Page number. No, I don't want. Yes, annexure C is at page. এতগুলো কাগজ অ্যানেক্স করেছে না অ্যানেক্সে মার্ক করি কত পেজ দেখো 122 yes 122
Yes.
2nd September 2025. Now, who is conducting the election? For the malafide when was there, it is quite apparent. This is by the vice principal. The vice principal appointed when? Till my lord was pleased to pass an interim order, they immediately brought in one vice principal. That too, going against the statute, I shall place that. And gets that vice principal sign these documents to allegedly hold his election. Notice for nomination for election of non-teaching members of the governing body. These are all well, the matter is pending.
Sure.
And then 9th September, 2nd September, this notice to the vice principal who is that with reference to your notification, so and so, we would like to inform you that we are 5 non-teaching substantive staff unanimously decided to send Mr. So and so. Is that the election? Now, this again is a nomination.
Governing body.
No filing of nomination
Oh.
papers, no filing of withdrawal, and no filing of election. I could have understood that none had filed it, one has done. But they say, no, we nominate him as. Yeah, but this is also not.
123.
This is no election, you say. This is a nomination.
Nomination.
That under previous we have to sign.
And
It's on the AR, page number 20.
my lord will now take me that I don't takes up this reply filed by the petitioner. Joshua দেওয়া হয়েছে? At page 29,
এই রিপ্লাই গুলো কোথায় রেখেছো? এই বলুন রিপ্লাইস এগুলো রিপ্লাই না 15,396 এটা রিপ্লাইটা হ্যাঁ এটা রিপ্লাইটা কোথায় আছে?
তুমি তো করবি
না না মেন ফাইলটা থাকবে না মেন ফাইলটা থাকবে না
তার আগে শেষ করে দিতে পারি।
ওটা রিপ্লাইটা একটা কপি নিয়ে একটা যদি এক্সট্রা কপি
একজন কাউকে রেখে যাও
থাকে দাঁড়া 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 দাঁড়া
আমাকে আগে বলবে তো
Mr. Bhattacharya, can you just provide one copy,
Yes.
extra copy if you have?
রিপ্লাই
এটা আমাকে ওটা দিয়ে দিয়ে-
ঠিক আছে থাক এখন পরে দেখে নিচ্ছি নো ইলেকশন
But when after, my lord, this court was pleased to pass an interim order, and therefrom the appeal was taken out, appeal failed, principal joined. Then this person's, my lord, writes to the principal on 20th December. We, the substantive non-teaching staff of Rani Birla College, my lord, got it, page 29, would like to inform you that letter dated so-and-so submitted by us to Dr. Preeti Ghatani regarding the non-teaching representative to the governing body was given in good faith and under the impression that no election is needed to select a GB representative. We would also like to inform that the then higher authority in charge of the college proposed to select Mr. Amit Sarkar as according to them he was best suited for the post. The letter was brought to us for signing by Mr. Muntu Das, Assistant Professor, Department of Hindi, Rani Birla College. As I said, submitted that this was also a nomination that is fortified by this. When the principal got back his authority in terms of the order of the court, they got the courage to point out that this was done. Then this, the president, I mean the so-called president writes, kindly come to paragraph 7
paragraph 7
of the affidavit of Dr. Manas Kobi. Which you are also looking at.
yes yes
Milord, I just take your lordship, Milord, the paragraph, Milord, the last line of the said paragraph, I specifically submit
yes
that the state college was run by an administrator appointed by the government in exercise of power so and so before joining of the petitioner in the state college. Furthermore, I submit that since 2017, the college was under administrator, 7 except for the period from March 21 to July 21, when a governing body was constituted and was functioning. However, such governing body was dissolved by the state government by an order dated 2nd July 21, the exercise of power under section 4.3 of the Act. Now, how did he come to know? Better question, I will show how he has affirmed this. Let me proceed with further. Then paragraph 8, I specifically submit that in terms of notification so-and-so 7, 8, 9 had been nominated as the members of the governing body of the college in exercise of the provisions of the State Act immediately after issuation of the notification intimation for the state government. The person so nominated had taken over the responsibility from whom?
yes
Then, my lord, I take your lordship, my lord, to the other relevant portion, which, my lord, reflects the malice. Page 13.
yes
In the mid portion, I further submit that the doctrine of necessity would apply in the said petition, owing to the fact that once the appointment of administrator is cancelled and a simultaneous nomination of the president and other members is carried out, it is imperative to allow the state governing body to function as the state college has faced dearth of the head of the administration, which cannot be permissible as no college should run without any guardian. The college was under the administrator, under the authority of the government. Who is he to say so?
he is one of the nominees
He is the nominee as president. He says that because of doctrine of necessity, the government did so. The government doesn't come forward and file affidavit.
yes
My lord, I am appearing on behalf of the respondents' governing bodies. My senior learned friend has, my lord, reading the affidavit which has been affirmed by Manos Kobi, who is the one of the member, and my lord, the affidavit filed on behalf of the governing body.
আমি প্লেস করে দিই তারপর তুই বলিস
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now,
Yes.
then my lord, the page 14, this Manoj Kobi, he's representing all, it appears from his affidavit, and that he will definitely cannot contradict. Page 14, he said, I further state that on the face of record, it is apparent that the conduct of the petitioner is otherwise malafide.
Which place in this is?
Page 14,
1-4.
at the bottom, I further state.
Yes, yes.
On the face of a record, it is apparent that the conduct of the petition is otherwise malafide for taking an unauthorized absence from the state college without prior intimation to the state president of the governing body. Only to take shelter of medical ground whereby the medical certificate issued by the hospital, wherein the husband of the petitioner being the doctor prescribed and treated the petitioner for such absence. The other allegations stated in the aforementioned paragraphs are denied and such submissions are so and so. But he is not the president nominated. He is another member. Now he has become the spokesperson of the president. And he alleges that the petitioner's taking leave was malafide. I take it below the petitioner's leave was taken malafide. But who is he to say? Had it been discussed in the so-called nominee committee meeting? I don't say governing body. And then I submit that it is intelligible to infer that the simultaneous cancellation of the appointment of the administrator and constitution of a new governing body comprising of the nominated president and other three members issued by the state government points towards the fact that the state governing body is required to operate for smooth function of the college administration. And though the representation of the teaching and non-teaching of college in the state governing body is imminent, yet essential, but that does not disqualify.
Yes. They say that the quorum has already been completed.
By whom?
That is good on, but that does not disqualify.
This point is, my lord, that quorum by nominee members. But if there is no governing body, where would the quorum come from? Quorum means, my lord, that a particular meeting convened by the appropriate authority in terms of the regulations, this minimum numbers presence is required to discuss. And that too, my lord, this quorum cannot be only of nominees. I repeated that they are nominees. My lord, the right of elected members and nominees are completely different. Like there are authorities I will cite when necessary, but your lordship is well aware, therefore I am not traveling with authorities. And then he says that this is essential for the governing body members.
Yes.
And that they immediately after assumption of charge started taking disciplinary action against the petitioners, and lordship was kind enough to stay that. Now he comes in defense, paragraph 10. This affidavit itself, my lord, would make my petition absolute.
Yes.
Fourth line. I specifically state that the allegation raised by the teaching and non-teaching staff against the principal's conduct in the last teaching council election, wherein the election was held, allowing the part-time and contractual teachers which act and action on the part of the petition is absolutely a violation of the statute. And despite complaining several times before the appropriate authority, no step was taken. Therefore, as and when the state governing body has been formed by the state government, issuing notification, the complaint was placed before the governing body.
Oh.
To restrain the petitioner to perpetuate the same illegality, Willard, I would have liked Willard, this person to be on the box.
Yes.
Despite request to the petitioner's principal and also being an ex officio secretary of the governing body, to call a meeting when no step was taken by the principal for the purpose of smooth and proper functioning of the college administration, the president called for a meeting on 2nd July 2025 to discuss and sort out the allegations so raised against the petitioner in order to find out the truthfulness of the complaint. But the petitioner refused to be present at the state time of meeting. Rather, the petitioner questioned the validity of the governing body. This is the question which is pending before the court. And then, next page, I am just taking to the relevant portion to my understanding. I further submit that the said principal has never informed the governing body, or the said president to resume for joining in the college as the petitioner stated in the said paragraph that the petitioner had become partially fit to resume her service on 7th June 25. These are all below pre-situation of the impugned action. Then, my lord, can you see these statements, paragraph 19? In the foregoing paragraphs number 1 to 7 to 15, true to my knowledge.
Yes.
Therefore, my lord, paragraph 10, all statements is true to his knowledge. And I verify, add true to my information derived from records. Which are the records?
But this person is not the
president.
He is an appointed in Rani Birla. He is from which college?
He is in Ashutosh College, principal. He was nominated by the government
as a member of
the
Oh.
the second man in the impugned order.
Okay. His place of posting is Ashutosh College.
I shall clarify. The affidavit, Manoscopy, the profession is the principal of Ashutosh College.
তাই তো বললাম।
He is from Ashutosh College. No.
He is a principal of Ashutosh College. His profession.
Well, he is part of Ashutosh College.
Yes, obviously, he is a service in the principal of Ashutosh College, but he has been nominated as a governing member of the governing body of the Rani Birla College.
Now, whatever the documents he has annexed, that's very quite interesting. I do not read, I just give a lot of the dates and the person who is complaining. My lord, will turn from page 92. From 90, it's really painful, my lord, to see these things. Now, one Dr. Konok Kumar Jana, on 30th of August 2024, this is the document disclosed by the nominee to the Inspector of Colleges.
Yes.
With regard to the certain allegation against the principal in respect of the earlier constitution of managing committee, a governing body. There's just for indication. Paragraph 2, this is to bring to your notice that on 4th August, complaining on 30th August, the principal had issued a notice stating that there are 2 nominations for election to the secretary for the Teachers' Council to be held on 5th August at 12 noon at College Auditorium without mentioning the time of poll close. In the same notice, the principal requested all members to cast their secret ballot. This is the allegation in 2024. And this very gentleman rise to Director of Public Instruction on 6th August 2024. I, Dr. Konok Kumar Jana.
Yes.
Again, with regard to the election. Kindly skip over. Page 95. On 21st August 24, again Dr. Kanok Kumar Jana.
95 is a prior letter.
Yes, prior letter.
To 90.
Not sequentially. And we are showing that how many letters this gentleman, Kanok Kumar Jana, went on writing that this continues up to page 150, not 115, that is another gentleman, up page 112. All 13, all these Kanok Kumar Jana is writing. Letter to the different authorities in respect of the election which was held by the principal in 2024. Now, Lord, now the cat is out of bag. Can you turn to page 114?
Yes, sir.
12th of June 2025, this is a letter to the president of the then governing body. Subject: mental harassment and unjust targeting over caste certificate verification. Let kindly allow me to read this. I, Montu Das, Assistant Professor in the Department of Hindi, I'm writing this letter to bring to your notice an incident that has caused me immense mental harassment and distress, and which I believe is a direct outcome of a pattern of discriminatory behavior by the principal, Dr. Shravanti Bhattacharya, since the commencement of her tenure at the institution. On 16th August 2023, I was served with a letter from the principal's office stating that the college has received a complaint from an Adivasi organization raising doubts regarding the authenticity of my caste certificate. The letter further directed me to submit the original certificate for verification. Now, this is mental harassment. In this regard, I immediately submitted a written explanation stating that my original certificate was already with the office of the SDO Barakpur for the official verification. Along with my written submission, I enclosed a photocopy of my caste certificate and the official receipt issued by the SDO's office, indicating the certificate was indeed under the process of verification. Despite my timely and honest compliance, this matter has been handled in a manner that has caused me great emotional strain. His caste certificate is under cloud even now. Since I had initiated a proceedings of inquiry in terms of a complaint received, I am being targeted. The Adivasi committees, they have filed public interest litigation here, and the court had directed the compliance of this.
So this inquiry is pending before the authority.
Yes, because this is a fake certificate.
Subject to correction, my lord. My senior learned friend statement is absolutely incorrect and, my lord, misleading. My lord, the screening committee constituted by state and which was, my lord, conducted, and ultimately the certificate has been returned to the person.
Mr. Panda, when your turn will come, you get your opportunity to make your replies. Take note of what is submitting.
My lord, I am just, my lord, saying that Mr. Senior, my learned senior friend, my lord, statement is incorrect.
My statement is fortified by the proceedings of this court. The Adivasi community has challenged that order of the government. How could you pass this order without consultation?
Subsequent.
আরে আমি তো আজকে যখন বলছি তো আমি তো কন্টিনিউটাই বলবো
না স্যার, আমি সেটাই বলছি যে ওটা হয়ে গেছে, স্ক্রিনিং কমিটি রিটার্ন করে দিয়েছে।
Let us come back to this.
Therefore, Milord, this person, Milord, who was nominated as member, being a principal of the college, takes up the response to file affidavit, and he discloses the documents which cannot be and could not have been within his knowledge. This again will not reflects the malafide on the part of the entire system.
এই যে অর্ডারটা অমৃতা সিনহার অর্ডারটা যে সেটাই চ্যালেঞ্জে আছে এআরএ
Now, my lord, just to satisfy my lord, the position which I have stated, my lord, I have annexed the order of the court passed on 26 September 2025, wherein Montu Babu's fake certificate, which was granted by the SDO, is under challenge, and the court the board has passed an order that certificate is under challenge. It will abide by result of the petition. That is ordered at page 7 of my reply.
18-19 কেজি
Well, the affidavit replied to my lord, the affidavit of respondent 18 and 19. Anyway, my lord, that's not very important.
Yes.
But what I have, my lord, attempted to demonstrate that entire proceeding, my lord, is bad and vitiated because of malafide exercise of power. And if the appointment,
এই কপি
দরকার could do.
না এআরএ ছুটি আছে
But if the basic appointment, my lord, cannot be sustained, I don't think I would tell my lord with the subsequent events. If the action is bad, all subsequent actions by these persons are bad. Now, my lord, no justification, even in the affidavit of Manosh Kobir, saying that the president who was nominated, she has something to do with the education. The statute says mandates shall be. And neither that lady or the state has come forward to file an affidavit. ওর affidavit দিয়েছে কি কাজুরি?
হ্যাঁ কাজুরি এফিডেভিটটাই তো ওইটা
না না, এটা মানুষের affidavit.
না না ও তো বলছে ইন ফেভার মানে এদের সবার সঙ্গেই ও দিয়েছে
কাজুরি কোনো দেয়নি. But Dr. Manosh Kobi Milot has filed the affidavit on behalf of all. Because he says this is the affidavit in response number 7 to 10.
অন বিহাফ অফ রানী
ঠিক আছে. Therefore, this is the principal affidavit on which, my lord, the entire thing, my lord, boils down.
Okay.
Don't take much time. That the entire action is vitiated because of, my lord, violation of statutory provisions.
Any other submissions?
Nothing. Like, while my lord was pleased to pass an interim order, I will just again repeat the order passed by your lordship. Joshua বল to that. Joshua the interim order দিয়েছিলেন first. ওখানে রিজনিং গুলো দেয়া আছে. Yes, but that is the part of the affidavit in opposition by Manosh Kobi. Kindly, my lord, I just rely upon the order passed by your lordship at the interim stage, which went on appeal and got sanction from the appeal court. My lord, the para 4 of the said order, which is a, can you get it from lordship?
Yes.
Got it. So and so, appearing on behalf of the petitioner, submitted that the petitioner joined as principal of the college, my lord, so and so. Then kindly come to, my lord, the next page. The said administrator got transferred and new administrators are introduced till the notice of formation of governing body was issued. On 9th June 2025, the respondent number 3, the Deputy Secretary, Department of Higher Education, issued a notice to the principal of the college to take necessary steps in the subject as mentioned in the said notification and furnish a report to the said department at the earlier. By the said notification, the appointment of the administrator made earlier on 16th of March 24 was cancelled. From the import of the said notification, it is clear that the principal was supposed to take steps for constitution of the GB. The issuance of notification does not mean formation of a GB. Referring to section 3 so and so of the Act, submitted that the governing body means governing body of a college duly constituted as per prescribed procedure laid down by rules, orders, notifications of the state government. Further, section 5 of the Act provides that GB shall consist of 3 whole-time regular teachers, 1 non-teaching staff elected amongst them, along with nominated members. He informed that court the election of 3 whole-time regular teachers, 1 non-teaching, is yet to take place. Under such circumstances, the GB of the college has not been constituted till date as required under the law. Further, referring to Section 5 of the Act, he indicated that the President shall be a person interested in education. The notification and dated so-and-so does not depict that the President is attached to any educational institution or does any work of the like nature which has direct bearing with education. Thus, the appointment of President with a notification on the face of it appears to be infraction of the provisions of the Act. It is settled principle of law that mere nomination of a person for a chair as President of the GB and other persons to be members of GP by the state government does not amount to reconstitution of the GB. Thus, when the GB has not been constituted, the President nominated has no authority to take decisions. In the writ petition, so-and-so challenges show cause notice. I am not familiar with the charge sheet is challenged, then my lord records. Next page, issuance of show cause notice by any authority who is not competent to issue, the petitioner can maintain a writ petition challenging the same. In support of the contention, relied on the decisions my lord had the occasion to consider. I am not traveling, my lord, with that. Then learned Advocate General's submissions were recorded. Mr. Vishnu Bhattacharya appeared for the parties there. Mr. Panda's submission, all were recorded. Then my lord was pleased to pass order. Paragraph 11. Having heard the learned advocates for the respective parties, it would be apposite at the beginning to produce Section 5. Then it is informed by the learned Advocate General that 5 members as required under the Act have already been nominated. Be that as it may, upon bare reading of Section 5 of the Act, there is also requirement under clause so-and-so, that 3 whole-time regular teachers, including librarians so-and-so, to be elected from amongst them, and 1 non-teaching employee to be elected from amongst them. Admittedly, the whole-time regular teachers and non-teaching employee have not been elected. It has been strenuously argued on behalf of the state, as well as respondent number 7 to 10, that since 5 members have already been nominated as required, forming the quorum under Section 5 of the Act, the GB has been constituted and it can continue to function. Primarily, if such proposition is accepted, the election of 3 whole-time teachers and 1 non-teaching employee would be an empty formality. Moreover, the words proposed as is indicated against nomination made of the President and other 2 members with a notification so-and-so. Further, vide such notification, a request has been made to the principal to take necessary steps in such regard and furnish report. Therefore, the nomination as proposed in the said notification is subject to further steps and furnishing the report by the principal to the department. Needless to mention that such a report has not been furnished. Upon going through the earlier constitution of the GB at page 158, it is found that in the year 2021, the teacher in charge informed the Assistant Secretary of the Government of West Bengal of the constitution of the GB and also disclosed names of the members. Upon query from the advocates for the respondents, it has been informed that such letter has not been issued as yet.
Yes.
There is very 3 important findings of this court. Got affirmed by the appeal court, not gone to Supreme Court. Therefore, my lord, between these are all become, my lord, finally binding on them, if I may use that expression. Such being position, it is primarily seen that the reconstitution of GB is yet to take place. Further, the impugned notification dated so-and-so has been challenged on the ground that the President as proposed is a councillor and cannot be a person interested in education as required under Section 5. It has been vociferously argued by the respondent number 7 to 10 that said notification has not been challenged till issuance of show cause notice and the petitioner has accepted the notification by issuing notice for holding election. Be that as it may, Section 5 of the Act provides that the President has to be person interested in education. During the course of hearing, nothing is placed on record in support of such requirement of law. Therefore, the legality of the notification needs to be examined. In view of such circumstances, this court finds that an arguable case has been made out. Therefore, I am not traveling. But they went upon appeal challenging all these grounds. The appeal court completely negated, say no. Now, Lordship gave them an opportunity to satisfy on production of records that he is a person in state education. That's the area which was left for consideration. Even today, nothing has come forward. Therefore, in my humble submission, my Lord's order has reached its finality.
एक मिनट. But Mr. Vikas Ranjan Bhattacharya, learned senior advocate, appearing for the writ petitioners, who concludes his argument. Due to paucity of time, the arguments of the respondents could not be taken up at a date. Mr. Bhattacharya, you have concluded. Okay. Date bolun যদি নিতে পারবো 31st March. Call the original set and again of chapter.
31st March.
Yes.
March অব্দি তো injunction, interim order to up to
Oh, interim order till the end of March আছে একটু আগে দাও 20th 21st.
Maybe in the mid of March. এত মামলা ফেললি
20 তারিখে পরে দেখুন যে কোনো তার আগে তাহলে এক্সটেন্ড করে দেবো.
Then interim order be extended, let it be on 31st March.
So we are finding out any date prior to 31st so that it can be extended till the is concluded. তুমি বলো 31st এর আগে ডেট বলো. 12th 10th March 10th March. দেখে নিয়েছো তো? ডাকো.
Developers.
2 p.m.
10th March 2 p.m.
2 p.m.
PM na 3 p.m. বলে দিন. 2 p.m. Yes, 2 p.m. 10th March. Just a minute. To call করো original site to ডাকো. Thank you, sir.
Grateful.